Imagine waking up one morning and realizing that everything you've been taught about the Sabbath might not be what the Bible actually teaches. Some say it's on Saturday, others claim it's on Sunday, while some argue it doesn't matter at all. So, do Christians need to keep the Sabbath? And if so, which day is it really? Buckle up, because today, we're diving into one of the most debated topics in Christianity. Let's break it down biblically, debunk misconceptions, and contrast the Old Testament command with the New Testament revelation. The Sabbath didn't start with Moses, it actually began at creation. In Genesis 2 verses 2-3, God himself rested on the seventh day and blessed it. Later, in Exodus 20 verses 8-11, he made it one of the 10 Commandments, telling Israel, "Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that is in them, and rested on the seventh day." At this point, the Sabbath was a sign between God and Israel, Exodus 31 verses 16-17. But does that mean it applies to all believers today? So therefore, was the Sabbath changed? When Jesus came, he often clashed with the Pharisees over the Sabbath. Why? Because they had turned it into a burden instead of a blessing. In Mark 2 verses 27-28, Jesus made a bold statement: "The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath." He wasn't abolishing the Sabbath but redefining its purpose. He healed on the Sabbath, allowing his disciples to pluck grain, Luke 13 verses 10-17, Matthew 12 verses 1-8. This infuriated the religious leaders. But Jesus was showing that he was greater than the Sabbath. Paul later explained this in Colossians 2 verses 16-17, "Therefore let no one pass judgment on you in questions of food and drink, or with regard to a festival or a new moon or a Sabbath. These are a shadow of the things to come, but the substance belongs to Christ." This verse is critical. Paul shows that the Sabbath was a shadow, pointing to the true rest we now find in Christ, Hebrews 4 verses 9-10. Historically, the Sabbath was always on Saturday, Exodus 20 verse 10. Even today, Jews and Seventh-day Adventists, SDA, worship on Saturday, but why do most Christians worship on Sunday? 1. Jesus rose on Sunday. The early church began gathering on the first day of the week, Acts 20 verses 7 and 1 Corinthians 16:2. The Sabbath was not transferred to Sunday. The Bible never says Sunday replaced the Sabbath. Instead, it was a day to celebrate Christ's resurrection. Number 3, the New Testament emphasizes spiritual rest, not a legalistic Sabbath day, Romans 14 verses 5-6, so, does the exact day matter? According to Paul, no one person esteems one day as better than another, while another esteems all days alike. Each one should be fully convinced in his own mind. Romans 14 verse 5, the focus should be on resting in Christ, not arguing over a specific day. So, who is correct? Let's compare. Seventh-day Adventists, SDA, believe that keeping the Saturday Sabbath is a requirement and that Sunday worship is a sign of apostasy. Most Protestant and Catholic Christians believe Jesus fulfilled the Sabbath, and worship on Sunday as a tradition, not a command. Biblical perspective. Nowhere does the New Testament command Christians to observe the Sabbath as Israel did. Instead, it teaches that our rest is found in Christ, Hebrews 4 verses 9-11. Bottom line. The Sabbath was a shadow, but now we rest in Jesus daily. Here's what we've learned today. 1. The Sabbath was a sign for Israel, but in Christ, we have spiritual rest. 2. Jesus never transferred the Sabbath to Sunday, but the early church worshipped then in honor of his resurrection. 3. The exact day doesn't matter. What matters is finding true rest in Christ. So, what do you think? Do Christians still need to keep the Sabbath as a commandment? Let's talk in the comments. If you found this video eye-opening, like, share, and subscribe for more biblical insights on the wellness mindset. Until next time, stay blessed and rest in Him.